Hello everyone and welcome back to Novice Investing Guide. Warren Buffett would be proud of us this week after the dividends that we collected. The options plays were light but still an essential part of our strategy. Let's review the week of March 10th for my small account. Subscribe and stick around if you want to see how investing is changing my life on a weekly basis and if you want to learn these strategies. We will also learn some basics of options selling in this video. First, let's talk about the dividends and payouts from last week. All are being reinvested. XDTE paid us $7.51, QDTE paid us $10.31, RDTE paid us $1.55, YMAX paid $10.28, O paid us $14.83, 3M paid us $8.09, and ULTY paid us $121.50. This means we were paid $174.07 last week in pure passive income. The market had another rough week, but the dividends keep on coming to help buy our time back for the future. We'll continue to plant the seeds of wealth and watch it grow over time. Second, let's talk about the one option play I made last week. We sold one cash secured put on TSLL on March 10th with a strike price of $8.50 expiring March 14th. We received $37.32 in premium. This expired worthless, so we'll just keep the premium and get our $850 of collateral back. So let's take a quick look at how we do sell an option on Fidelity at least. We choose the equity that we're looking to sell the option on. In this case, it will be TSLL. We click on the option chain button on the top. Then we look at what we have for events. In this case, we chose to sell a weekly put expiring March 14th. Strike was $8.50. We're looking for a price of 38 cents per share on the contract. Since each contract is 100 shares, we'll get around $37 per contract sold. So you see here now we're placing the order. Just reviewing to make sure we've done everything correctly. And we'll look at our history and see that we sold to open a put on TSLL expiring March 14th at $8.50. And we received $37.32 in premium for that sold put. You might be wondering how we decide what stocks to sell puts on or what stocks to sell calls on. In this case, if we're looking to not get assigned and give ourselves the best opportunity to not be assigned shares, I like to use TradingView's RSI indicator. So we'll look at the charts. We'll go through and scroll to TSLL on the chart. And what we're really looking at is the two bottom charts here. These are the RSI charts. And as you can see, the chart shows the stock is very near the bottom bands. Typically means that the stock won't go too much lower, as stocks like to remain kind of in the center. It's just kind of a general rule of prices of pretty much everything. So stocks that are near the bottom of the chart there are typically safer to sell a put on, as not expected to drop too much more. So our sold put on TSLL, using this chart as kind of a guide, tells us that we should be okay selling a put on TSLL and not getting assigned, which is what happened this week in this case, and we'll look to sell a put on TSLL again next week. If the market has a little bit of a run up next week, specifically on TSLL and MSTX, we will look to sell some calls on shares that we own. We will also see about selling another put on TSLL, maybe around the $8 mark, depending on where the market goes Monday morning. This was the only option play last week, totaling the $37.32 in premium collected. Hopefully we can get some more green days in here and sell some calls and show that side of the wheel strategy as well. For the week of March 10th, we received a grand total of $211.39 from dividends and the options sold. It's another successful week with dividends and options in my small account, collecting income as a dividend investor to buy our future. We use both of these methods to supercharge our growth for the future. Check out these videos on investing and learn these strategies. As always, we keep adding capital to the accounts and the dividends that roll in. They will continue to grow, compound, and produce more income for us to pay our lifestyle and bills. This allows us to buy our time back in the future and allows us to spend more time with our family or take the vacation you always wanted to. Again, this week was a little bit rough, so new investors might be fearful. I'm not afraid. I'll keep working my strategies. In fact, my company paid me a bonus on Friday. $5,000 will go to my parents to help them pay off their house so they can retire. Another $5,000 is going straight to my brokerage account to buy myself income for the future. You may have thought we were wrapping up the video. Not this week. We've got a 2-for-1 special. So we're going to go over the week of March 17th as well. Let's see if we can get a little bit lucky with St. Patrick on our side. If you see anything you like this week, subscribe for more informational content to help you invest. First, let's talk about the dividends we received from last week. All of these are reinvested. From XDTE, we got $12.91. QDTE paid us $15.94. RDTE paid $3.13. YMAX paid $4.36. And ULTY, which has now converted to a weekly payer, paid us $28.64. This means we were paid $64.98 last week in pure passive income. The market was red for several days again last week. Friday had a little bit of a bump up, but whether it's a red or a green week, the dividends keep rolling in to help us buy our time back. The way the monthly payouts are scheduled for my allocations, this week will always be the smallest each month, unless we add something. Second, let's talk about the option play I made last week. We sold one cash secured put on TSLL on March 17th with a strike price of $7.70, expiring March 21st for $24.32 in premium. Okay, so let's go over the options sold on TSLL. Alright, so we select TSLL, get on the option chain. We go down to March 21st if that's our expiration date chosen. Then we go down to our chosen strike price, which in this case is going to be the $7.70 strike price. As you can see here, we look at the Greeks. Delta and Theta are our most important ones. Delta about 0.25 is right in my risk range, especially with a leveraged fund. So we've selected our strike of $7.70. Expiration of March 21st. We're selling to open this. Choose our quantity of one lot, which is 100 shares. We're going to choose the midpoint for the price. And we've placed this order to sell the put expiring March 21st. So we'll see if that gets a fill, and we'll move on to the next part of our day. As you can see, we had a $5,000 deposit here from that bonus from my company. Got to put that to use. So we're going to enter a trade here for QQQI, one of my favorite ETFs for income. We're just going to smash the buy button on this one. We're going to put in $2,000 into this ETF. And we'll set that order on its way. Oh, it looks like we also sold that TSLL put there, as you can see on the notification. Next on our list was NVDY. So we're going to buy some of these. We'll look to get $1,000 worth of this particular equity. So here we go. There's the preview. Looks good. So we'll go ahead and buy that. Great. Next on our list is MSTY. Another new position. Pure income play for us. We're going to buy $1,000 of this one as well. Everything looks good there, so we'll go ahead and buy that. Good. We've got about $1,000 left that we can spend on future income. So let's go ahead and get the PLTY. And we'll buy $1,000 of this one as well. Preview looks good. Let's hit that buy button. Okay, so those were what we purchased. Let's check it. There's our $5,000 transfer. And then the equities that we just purchased for QQQI, NVDY, MSTY, and PLTY. These equities might seem risky for some people. I've got a long time horizon. I'm only in my 30s, and I'm looking to do income replacement with these investments. The income from these will go to either paying my bills later on, or right now they're all being reinvested either into themselves or into other investments, growth stocks. So we'll just use these income generating assets to allow us to buy further assets and keep the dividend snowball growing. With a little run up on Friday afternoon, our TSLL put expired worthless, so we'll keep our premium. And with TSLL still being near the bottom of the RSI chart, we'll look to sell another put next week. If we can string some more green days in a row, we'll look to maybe sell some calls on TSLL and MSTX that we've been kind of sitting on for a little while. So that was just the one option play we had last week, totaling $24.32 in premium collected. This means we had a grand total of $89.30 for the week with dividends and options sold. Somewhat a disappointing week, but we made some nice purchases in the accounts for our future growth, and we'll continue to build that snowball. One bad week is no need for discouragement. There are up weeks and there are down weeks. The most important thing is consistency. So the week of March 17th was maybe a smaller success than we were expecting or hoping for, but we are still collecting income as a dividend investor to buy back our future. We're using options as well to help supercharge our growth. Check out our videos on investing to learn both of these strategies. As we continue to add fresh capital and reinvesting the dividends, they will continue to grow and produce more income for us. This will allow us to buy back our time, maybe retire early, spend more time with family, and have more freedom of choices. Comment down below if you have questions or find a topic interesting. Keep building, and we will see you next week.